All right, good evening, gentlemen. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn, and we're gathered here for the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. First, let me ask if there's any emergency traffic, if anybody needs the frequency for any emergency. We're standing by and listening. I don't hear anything. All right, we get together here on Wednesday evenings to talk about the early days of single sideband. A lot of vacuum tube radios are heard here, also some hybrids, and some folks check in on their modern radio if they're interested in what we're doing. Buy-sell trades are welcome if they are boat anchor related, and let's keep it restricted to boat anchors. There's other nets for other types of radios and equipment. If you've got a technical question about a radio you're working on, this is a good place to ask for some advice, because somebody's probably been here before. Okay, I know we've got Matt on here with a trivia question. When I take it back from Matt, I'm going to pick up EIJ, TXW, QS, MS, MTT, DR. Well, that's Matt. I'm going to pick him up first. OJB, IS, and LYL, at least. That's about half of we've got a big group gathered here, so that's about it. Let's see, Matt, KK5DR. Tell us about it, K5LY, and let me know if I'm not on the right frequency.
Well, then you're pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. I wouldn't mess with it. Just leave her right there and let her eat. And let's see, I have a trivia question. It's a kind of an essay question. And here it is. What does the 3/2 power law explain about vacuum tubes? I'll repeat it. What does the 3/2 power law explain about vacuum tubes?
Well, that's a complicated question, Matt. Let's go through this, and we'll see how many people really understand the question. Because I'm at somewhat of a loss here. By the way, the rig here is a Central Electronics 20A that's putting out about 15 watts into a homebrew amplifier, grid-driven sweep tube amplifier that I built. And it looks like I'm in about the 250 watt range output here. We'll do the first shift on this station. By the way, this 28 transceives with the SX115 receiver by way of an adapter that I built. I built 2 of these adapters. I also have a 10A that transceives with a Drake R4 series receiver. But we'll do the 20A tonight, and then if all goes well, I'll do second shift on the Hallicrafters Marauder HX10, which is mated up with a 75A for Collins. Okay, WA5EIJ, what about it, Joseph, K5LYN?
Howdy, gents. K5LYN, KB5ZI&V. This is Whiskey Alpha 5 Echo India Juliet, Joseph, in Magnolia, Texas. Gentlemen, you're listening to a Central Electronics 200V. I'm listening to you guys on a Drake R4 Charlie. And since we got a whole bunch of people here tonight, I'm going to pass on that easy question. It's so easy, I'm going to defer it to my chauffeur, whose name is Byron, WA5EDX. I'll let him explain for both of us. Back to Ned.
Okay. That's another version of my response, I think, there, Joseph. We'll see how we come up with as we go along here. Okay, W5TXW, my neighbor George, over to you.
Yeah, howdy, Lynn, and all around the net, WB5TXW on the S-line, 32S175S, 3030L1, the power supply, the speakers, a static microphone, everything as usual with the antennas. I do have a listing, third-party listing, BB, K5GDH of Pflugerville, has a Central Electronics 20A for sale. He's good in QRZ. I don't know how much it costs or how much he wants for it. And let's see, his phone number is 512. Phone number is 777-9089. So, I guess best offer. And you got a little bit of a buzz on your signal, Lynn, that wasn't there before 7:30, but you might ask somebody else because we're pretty close proximity. WB5TXW back. 2net.
Thanks for the report, George. Yeah, you've heard it before once I turn on the amp and we're so close. But if anybody else is hearing it, let me know. Okay, KM5QS, what do you say, Jay?
Well, good evening, everybody. This is Jay, KM5QS, and here in Alice, Texas.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if Jay knows we're not hearing him.
Yeah.
Lost it again.
All right, Jay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to come back to you. I'll come back to you in a couple, Jay. Let me take a few more people and I'll come back to you. Okay, WJ5MS, how about you, Jim?
Well, hello there, Len. Glad you can hear me through all your noise up there tonight. This is WJ5MS over here in far away, far Texas. Hopefully can get out to most of y'all now. We finally got our old 820 back online, and using that for an exciter into the recently put back together 2KD5 Henry, and putting all that out there on a single 80-meter wire that does double and triple duty on other bands. And that's about the size of it, Len. WJ5MS back to net.
I love that amp, Jim. I'll even hear you in the summertime nowadays. Over.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, nicely done. All right, let's see. Mr. Mike, WA5MTT. How about it, Mike? K5LYN.
Yeah, good evening, Glenn, and everyone on the net. It's Mike in Round Rock. Tonight we're on the Collins S-Line station again, the 75S2 receiver, 32S1 transmitter, 312B4 console. The amplifier is a 30S1, and microphone is Electro Voice 664. Nothing else new with the station here, Lynn. Just working on amplifiers. I do have the PA70V in good shape, so I got that little project finished, and hopefully here next on my list is going to be the doing a couple service mods for the KWM 380, so I'd like to get it on the Boat Anchors net again. So back to you.
That's a challenge. Keep us posted. I'll look forward to hearing it, Mike. That KWM 380 is a tough one. Not many people know how to work on them. You're one of the courageous people. Okay, how about Denver? N50JB. What about it, Denver?
Well, this is N50JB, and I am not on a boat anchor. I'm on a 7300. I do not have a boat anchor right at the moment. I traded mine off to get an amplifier, and so I could stay. I'm still the weakest station on 75 meters, but I do have a little bit of power now. And but I am going to be looking, and I am going to get me another boat anchor later on down the line. So y'all are all sounding good, and the band is in pretty darn good shape from where I'm at. So back to you, Lynn.
Yeah, I think the band's pretty good. I'm looking forward to my second shift on the 75A4 and the Marauder, and an amplifier. It ought to be talking pretty big. Good to hear you, Denver. You're sounding great. How about Mr. Doug, W5IS? What about it, Doug? K5LYN.
Okay, K5LYN on the net, W5IS. Well, I'm running TR4C and listening on a R4C. And driving a Swan Mark II amp up to dipole about 50 foot up apex, I guess. Sure, 444 microphone. Everybody's coming in good tonight, and I'm down to, this is my last vintage gear out here, but I'm going to hang on and try to keep it going, Lynn. Appreciate you running the net, picking me up, W5IS.
Sounds like $1 million. Absolutely, Doug. Okay, Mr. Todd, KA5LYL. How about it?
Well, all right. This is our KA5LYL. Todd, in Corpus Christi. Let's see. Tonight, I'm on my Kenwood TS830SG. That's a gold label. I call them SG. I'm barefoot. Electro Voice 638. Microphone. Let's see. Going into an off-center fed flat top is what this is, with a feed point of about, I don't know, 25 feet in the air, somewhere along in there. And that's I'm watching everything on the tuner, AT230 tuner, and using it. AT230 tuner, and the ST230 speakers off on the other table. I've actually got this thing plumbed into my stereo system, and I'm recording as well, so it's directly plumbed into the stereo system. So it'll come out real nice. I know it will because I know the software I use. Anyway, that's all I got. Back to net. KA5LOL. All the boat anchors sound great.
Sounding good. Absolutely. Todd, nice work. Okay, I'm going to talk to Gary, and then Scott may have, I didn't quite understand Scott. I think he wanted to be in the rotation, so maybe we'll give him a chance before I throw it to Jim. Let me talk to BFA Gary, though, first. Hey, how about it, Gary, K5LYN?
Well, good evening, men, K5LYN, W5BFA. Yeah, all the boat racers sounded good tonight. Somebody's got a decent band. Good to hear everybody. Everybody's coming in real good. We're running the old BS520 SE and the SP200 amplifier. Up to inverted V, about 27 feet in the air. And the mic is an MC pieces. Nothing special, but we're enjoying it. Like somebody said earlier, want to know about my KWM2. I've got a KWM2 here. I haven't got it working yet, but I'm working on it. Whatever's just going to give, either it or me. But it's good to hear everybody. Good band tonight. K5LYN, W5BFA.
All right, Gary. Hey, I was supposed to check with Matt if we didn't have anybody answer the question very quickly. So before I turn it over to Scott and to Jim, let me check in with Matt. KK5DR. Matt, any other instruction?
No, still contemplate on it, I guess.
Okay. All right, good enough. W5RUA. Scott, did you want to shift here?
No, he said don't put him on the list.
Okay, don't put him on the list. Okay, I missed that part of it. Okay, Jim, it's all yours, and I'll shift gears over to the 100-pound Heathkit, K5LYN.
All right, how's that? That a little better? That a little better, guys? KB5ZIV.
Great here.
Strong like bull.
Okay. All right, guys, this is KB5ZIV. I'm on a FT102, driving a big black box. That goes into the tuner and out there to the ladder line fed antenna. All one piece of wire on each side, 600 ohm feed line. It works pretty good. Hadn't had time to fix it right for 160 meters, but maybe after Friday I'll have to. Anyway. All right, let's see. Jay, you get your defugally straightened out, KM5QS. Well, maybe not.
I thought I heard somebody try to say something.
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
There's some.
It's going up and down still, Jay, like something's not making.
Something cutting out.
He's trying, but he's not making it. Trying.
It's cutting out on you, Jay.
I think I have a microphone problem.
Yeah, there you are.
You're there that time. Stay right where you are. Don't touch nothing.
Yes, sir.
KM5QS, and I'm on the 599 Twins. Having to change microphones around. There's something going on here, but at any rate, at least it's working again. This is a 664 mic, and I think I know what's going on. Y'all go ahead. I'll come back later. KM5QS.
All right.
Come on
All right, hey, the other mic there, KL7CD.
Hey, Jim, thanks for picking me up. KL7 Charlie Delta, New Braunfels, Texas, just north of San Antonio in the hill country. So I'm running Helicrafter's rig here tonight like I usually do. I've been trying to get a set of Drake twins going, but I've been having issues with finding a transmitter that I could make operate on enough bands to make it worth buying. But tonight I'm on the Helicrafter's SX117 receiver, HT44 transmitter, and the amplifier is a Heathkit SB220, using a Shure 444D microphone and running that out through coax to the dipole / inverted V up about 25 feet. So I hope I'm getting out. Had a great day today. Weather is wonderful this time of year. World Series is on right now, Game 2, so that competes with my attention for boat anchors, but boat anchors come first. Anyway, that's about it from here. Back to you there, Jim, KL7 Charlie Delta in the hill country.
All right, Mike, sounding good as always. All right, hey, Mr. Dan, K8WOZ.
Yeah, good evening, Jim, and everybody else on the Boat Anchors Unlimited. This is Dan, K8WOZ in Houston, and go Astros, but just talking on an old Kenwood 830 with that's the Electroboy 664 microphone. Somebody said it sounded okay, so we'll stick with this one for tonight. Also, I have the VFO 230 hooked to it, and the SP 230, and all that claptrap. I'm not using a 922 tonight. I got a homebrew pair of GI 46 Russian tubes that I put together here. Driving those about a KW output. It'll do a whole lot more than that. Those tubes they'll take some gut. They got some guts. The antenna's a 2-band bazooka up there about 35 feet. That's it from here. Everybody sounds good so far. I don't want to hold it because the band will probably drop out. KB5ZIV, KWOZ. Thanks for picking us up, Jim.
All right, Dan, sounding good, man. It's a working for you.
You sound good tonight.
Yeah, the transmitter's okay. The receiver's got issues. All right. Hey, Mr. Robert, WW9W.
All right, Jim. Good evening to you. Good evening to everybody on the net here. Hello, you over there, Doug, Louisiana, Lynn, everybody. Good evening. Jim, I'm on the old trusty College KWM2 this evening again. I fired my old TR4 up, but it was acting up on me. It seems like the receiver is just about dead, so I got to see if I got some bad tubes or something in that thing, and I wanted to get it on tonight, but not going to be able to do it, so I'm on the old Collins with the 3001, same old antenna, the old double bazooka 4080, using the Shure 44. Looks like I'm getting about 600-700 watts out of the old 3001. And that's about it. Not much going on up here. Had a couple of days off. I don't go back to the store until Saturday, so we're going to play radio. Jim and I are going to run over to Crom tomorrow and check on another buddy of ours, KT5AL, or Alan. We hadn't been over there, so we're going to run over and have lunch with him, and that's about it. Back over to you, Jim, from WW9W.
All right, well, old KWM2 is working like it should. The amplifier ain't hurting you none.
Contact.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't know for sure what that thing about the 3/2 power law. I kind of missed that some, but I think in a vacuum power tube, like a transmitting tube, it has something to do with the current limit following the plate voltage, but I don't remember exactly what that is. But that's all I had. Sorry. And the grid.
What do you think, Matt?
He's warm.
He's warm.
Wrong about what?
He's in the right neighborhood.
In the right neighborhood?
All right.
Comment.
Yeah, that comment.
Well, it's kind of like hiding that filament some months back up in that cathode to get rid of the hum. You start creating those emissions in that cathode and start changing what the grid is seeing, and all three of those parameters can be charted on a curve. And what that has to do with power loss, I guess you'd have to be an engineer like Roush to figure all that out when he was redesigning the Maritimes and stuff, but it's beyond my education level.
Well, power loss is power law, L-A-W.
Power law.
It's also known, it's known as the Child-Lingmauer law as well.
My goodness.
All right. You get her going, Jay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I need to clean the mic gain pod up a little bit. That's what's going on. At any rate, I think I've got it cobbled together for right now. I'm going to get into it with the tuner cleaner here after a while. Make sure everything's good and up to snuff. Yeah, it's driving like it's supposed to now. The 599 Twins, Electro Voice 664 microphone, 160 meter dipole homebrew ladder line antenna and tuner. And back to you, KM5QS.
All right, I believe you got her going, brother. All right, KE5Q, come on in here.
Yeah, KB5ZIV. This is Kilo Echo 5 Quebec. Jim in Plano. We're just about 3 miles from my buddy Robert, WW9W. And we're kind of doing the same thing tonight. We're on the Collins KWM2, driving the 30L1, and we're going into a dipole antenna. And I wanted to say good evening over there to Doug, W5IS. Boy, you coming in good, and old Byron EDX down at the farm there. Anyway, we're using the Shure 444 mic here on the KWM2, and good evening to everybody from Plano. KB5ZIV, this is Kilo Echo 5 Quebec. W5FU.
All right. Well, it's working for you there, brother. I can hear you pretty good down here. All right, let me catch Byron here, WA5EDX. Come on in here.
Yes, Jim. KB5ZIV in the net, WA5EDX, Portable 5, tonight in Pennington, Texas. I've already described where that is. Hi. Tonight we're on the stripped down TS830, which I also call a TS530. Barefoot, up into inverting the MC50 mic. So that's the extent of the portable station here. But everybody's sure coming in good. I could even pull KE5Q out of the mud tonight. Hi. Sitting here with the sound muted on the World Series. I'll give you all an update. The score is still tied 0-0. So nobody's missing something. There's no need to hurry off and to watch the game. Hi. And I think I know that 3 halves power law dealing with tubes. If you drop a 6146 or even a 3-500 on a concrete floor, it will break into at least 3 halves. So is that it, Jim? I think that's it, as I recall my engineering. KB5ZIV, back to you, WA5EDX.
No, that's the vacuum release.
Oh, the vacuum release law, okay.
I like it, though.
Yeah.
3 halves for an Aggie.
Anyway.
W5FU.
Yeah, I got you on the list there.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Hey, Mr. Bill, WA50PZ.
KB5ZIV, down in the deep end of the Texas Hill Country. This is WA50PZ on the southern edge of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro mass. Tonight we're using the MM1 Collins microphone, shoving that into a KWM2 round and we're driving a Swan Signet amplifier. We're monitoring our power output. Looks like we're peaking at about 400 watts to a 312B4. Going out to a G5 RV out in the backyard, mounted about 20 feet above this old Iron Ore Hill clay hillside, excuse me. And everybody sounded real good tonight. KB5ZIV, WA50PZ.
All right, Bill, you're sounding good down here. No problem.
Yeah, Roger, thank you. We thought we'd better blow the set out of this one. It seems to be doing a pretty good job.
Roger. All right, Mr. Cliff, WB5DYA.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah, go ahead there, Mike.
He had prostate surgery on Tuesday, and he's probably not on tonight, I would guess.
Here he is.
Yeah, I heard him come in there earlier. Come on in here, Cliff.
Hey there, this is Cliff, WB5DYA. Let's see, we're on the Yaesu tonight, having antenna problems. Something's happened since 5 or 6 o'clock on this antenna. Got some SWR and it ain't tuning up normal. But anyway, I was going to list some stuff, but I'm out of gas. I may have finished prostate surgery the other day, and I'm in the endurance phase called recovery. But anyway, things are looking good, and maybe even go back to work tomorrow afternoon. So this is Cliff, WB5DY in Cedar Park, saying good evening to the net.
All right, Cliff, be careful with that mess.
I've been fighting this for almost 3 months. I'm very careful.
Roger. All right, W5SU. I think that's what I heard, W5SU, or is it FU?
Well, he was in there a second ago.
Yeah?
Put me back on the list.
Do what?
I'll check in again when you're through with the rest of them, KM5QS.
Okay. Anyway. All right, Lynn, I've run out of victims. Did I miss anybody?
Well, I'm not sure. Before I turn on the app, tell me if I'm close enough to the frequency to talk.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, W5FU's here, kind of short time.
Okay, it's I don't know if it's XU or SU. I don't know if it's Carl or who. Straighten us out. K5LYN, over to you.
Yeah, okay, no, it's not who, it's Carl. How you doing, man? I'm going to meet some guys down the band in a few minutes, so I just wanted to jump in and out. But good to see you, Dothan. That's old news already. And just didn't know a bunch of guys are going up to Texoma out this weekend. I plan to be there. So I'm on the Drake TR4C, barefoot, inverted out, and that's it. Sure, 450 mic. Nothing very out of the ordinary. So K5LYN, W5FU.
Okay, Carl. Yeah, doing a good job. No, I've never made it up there. It's a pretty long drive from Austin, you know, so we won't see you up there. But have a good time and get there before Richard buys everything. Okay?
Yeah, well, I won't compete with him. Let's put it that way.
I understand. All right, Carl. Anything else for the net?
No, we're good.
good. Just wanted to check in. Thanks a lot. Everybody sounds great. Appreciate it. K5LYN, W5F here.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm on the Heathkit Marauder driving the Collins 30L1, and if anybody has comments, good or bad, about how it sounds, please let me know. And since I'm not transceiving, I won't know if it's on the net frequency or not, so let me know that and somebody else can talk. Okay, is there any in the early group of people that were here that tried to check in before we kicked off the net that we have missed? Let me listen and see if there's any guys out there that we overlooked. K5LYN, listening?
WK5R.
Okay, I got two. I got UOZ, hi Perry, and WK5R. Perry, tell me how my Marauder sounds up there. Over to you. My loud noise just came on. I can't hear Perry.
He ain't talking.
Okay, hey Perry, KB0UOZ, where are you?
KB0UOA.
Oh, UOA, it's Steve. I heard it was a double. Steve, pick it up.
KB0UOA, Steve, Wichita, on the Kenwood 830 and the MC50 mic, using my vertical antenna. Everyone sound good up here in Wichita tonight. Back to you. KB0UOA.
Okay, Steve, yeah, nice signal into Austin. The better propagation of the fall season is certainly with us. Okay, let's move on. WK5R, what do you say, Rusty?
Good evening to everybody there on the phone anchor net. This is WK5R. And we're on the usual station tonight. The Helicopter's HC37 transmitter, the SX111 receiver, the Electro Voice 641 microphone, and driving the Homebrew GS35B into the dipole up there, doing about 1,400 watts. So that's what we got going here. Everybody sounds really good. The band is doing its thing there, so that's like Jim said, he might get his 160-meter Dale fixed. Well, that's about all I got from here. Now I'll get off with the broadband deal. WK5R, back to the net there. Go ahead, man.
Okay, Rusty, you know, the nice thing about listening to you on a 75A4 is that that sharp mechanical filter, I don't hear any of the echoes of your upper sideband that I do on the Halicrafters over there. So I would never have known it if you hadn't said. Good to hear you tonight. Okay, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? K5LYN, listening?
India 5, Oscar. KB5 Radio United.
Okay, there's a bunch. I got Oscar, and BTM. I'll talk to you guys. Mike, pick it up.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad to be here on the Boat Anchors tonight. I got the Drake R4A and C4X and L4 pushing, 600 to 700 watts. Goes out to ladder line through the Heathkit SA2060 and to a loop up about 80-meter loop up about 15 or 20 feet. Don't have any new projects going on. Still working on the same old one, the TR4C that I picked up. It has a few problems. One of the biggest problems was some of the switches, like for the power or the power switch and the volume switch. Kind of deteriorated. It's been a challenge to figure out how to get these replaced. There are some older ones out there, but you have to kind of assemble them yourself. And it's been fun, but it's a challenge. That's about it. KI5,
Okay, Mike. Well, you've done some neat stuff. You've had, I'd say, some pretty good luck getting stuff to work. Stay after it. Okay, Mr. BTM, what do you say, Ralph? K5LYN.
Hello there, Lynn. K5LYN and the net, 5 BTM. Name is Ralph. We're in Spring, about 30 miles north of Houston. And professional band starting to do its thing. Anyway, we're doing great again. Hot water 12 alpha. And using a Shure 444 microphone. Going into a Homebrew GS35B. And
antenna is a dipole and the inverted G. So, hope everything is working all right, and everybody hears me fine. Anyway, back to you, Lynn. K5LYN, N5D.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what, nice work on that, Ralph. Actually, I'm not hearing you as well as I did earlier in the evening, and I've got something that sounds like a blue norther blowing on the frequency. So I don't know what I'm hearing here, but it sounds fine. Nice work on your part. Any other projects in the works?
Kenwood TS 530SP and an SB100, over.
All right, keep us posted. You've got the skills to make it work, for sure. All right, let me have a couple more, then I'll give everybody a break and let Jim have it. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? K5LYN, listening.
K0, Sierra Echo Delta.
Kilo Charlie 5, November Papa Charlie.
Okay, I got SCD and NPC. There was one other, and I think. Who was it?
KB5,
Juliet Lima Foxtrot.
Let me see. Foxtrot. Who was Foxtrot? Say again.
Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima Foxtrot.
Okay, my cousin Jim. Hey, Jim, you're hearing something you never heard before. How you like my Heathkit Marauder?
It sounds good. It sounds good, and it's even a Heathkit.
Okay, yeah, I've got the Marauder going into a 30L1, and you got a nice signal into Austin. Tell us about the station.
Station tonight is the classic Yaesu FT847 driving the AL80A amplifier. So we were up the band doing a little AM and thought we'd come down and see if we could say hi briefly. So hopefully we're making the trip all right.
Okay, Jim. Catch you maybe on Sunday. Anything else on your end this evening?
That ought to do it. 7-3 from North Branch, Minnesota.
All right, we're going to pick up the other guys. SED, what do you say, Steve?
Oh, good afternoon, Lynn, and all the boat anchors. Another one of those great evenings. Kenwood 520 and a 3001 for an amplifier. And, I'm just listening to everybody and enjoying the world. And that's about it, Lynn. Back to you, K0 SED.
Spectacular signal, Steve. Okay, NPC, pick it up.
Hello, Lynn. It's Hubert in San Angelo. Hello, Jim, and everybody on the net. I don't know. I'm not on a boat anchor tonight, but hopefully next week I will be. The Swan 500CX has been out of service, and so I required a 700CX on Saturday. Was able to check into a few nets, Swan Users Net and Heathkit Net on Sunday, but I've got a stick and relay and a dirty band switch, so maybe I'll get those cleaned up and be on the air with that. The junk I'm on tonight's a Tintec Omni 5, Heathkit SB1000, and run it to an MT3000A out to an off-center fed 160 dipole, KC5 NPC, over.
Hey, Hubert, did I miss you at Belton, or did you not make it this trip?
I do what?
Did we miss you at Belton? If you were there, I didn't see you.
Oh, no, I've been recovering from a storm. I had two houses almost demolished June the 23rd, and I'm just now almost finishing with one house, so I haven't been to anywhere, over.
Okay, I know how that can go. All right, hang in there. Good luck with it. Okay, I'm going to pick up one more, and I didn't hear enough of the call to know if I even got it right. Then we'll give it to Jim. Who was RU or something like that?
KB5 Radio United.
Yes, sir. It's all yours.
Name's Brian, and we're northeast of Waco, 42 miles. I'm on Collins S line, and with a D104 Lollipop mic, barefooted into a high gain, high tower vertical that's almost as old as the S line. That's a rundown here. Over.
All right, you can't do wrong on an S line. I've got one too. I got mine up on 20 meters, but yeah, it's hard to beat. Over.
Yeah, they're good old radios.
All right, glad you came by.
All right, Jim, rescue us, and I'll see if I can get this rig back on the frequency. KB5ZIV and the boat anchors, K5LYN.
Oh, you're still good.
Okay.
All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If you would like to check in with us this evening, guys, if you'll come with your call sign slowly, spread them out a little bit for me, I'll try and get you out of there.
Kilo Charlie 5 Lima.
Hotel Norway, India.
Kilo Golf 5 Sierra Zulu Echo.
Quebec Sierra.
All right, let me do these three, guys. I heard another one back there, but I'm not going to be able to get that one out. KC5L.
Yeah, good evening. Tom in San Antonio, and running a D104 mic with the Heil HC5 modification kit into a modern rig, driving a 30L1 winged emblem, balance line tuner, homebrew ladder line, and 80-meter dipole up about 15 feet or so. And do have a few boat anchor projects in the works, Sugar Maker 101, Central Electronics transmitter, and R390 that need to clear out space to get them set up and put up one of these days. Anyhow, great evening. Everyone sounds great. And back to that, KC5L.
All right, Tom. Hey, everything looks like it's working good here.
Roger, roger.
All right, hey, Mr. Steve, WD5HNI.
Oh, hello, Jim, and the multitude out there, WD5HNI. This is Steve, located here in the Hill Country near the Pedernales River, and tonight we're on the early Swan 350. Hope it's sounding good, running barefoot, and running some good voltage up, so everything is looking well, and all that going into a full-wave loop antenna, and hopefully it sounds pretty good tonight.
It's sounding real good, Steve. That one's been a good radio for you.
It's hung in there. Occasionally the band switch gets a little flaky and a couple of things, but other than that, you just got to baby them on down the road. You know how that goes. But anyway, 48 degrees this morning. I don't know what it's going to be tomorrow morning, but I'm enjoying this nice weather, you know.
It will be Thursday evening. It'll be the one that'll tell us.
Well, that's what I heard. It's the wind's supposed to blow like the son of a gun, and I think all the Aikens are gone now, finally, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, everybody's sounding good. A little noise is kind of creeping up, but everybody's handling it pretty well. Take care. Enjoy it. Appreciate what y'all do. WD5HNI.
All right, Steve. All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If you'll come with your call sign slowly, spread them out, guys, so I can get you out of there, and give me all you got, because I think the band's trying to fade a little bit. Oh, hey, Jay, KM5QS, I forgot about you.
I was beginning to wonder. I think you ought to be able to hear me okay. This is the 830. My switched radios. I'm using the same microphone, but now I'm on a different radio. This is my Kenwood TS830S, gold label, all filtered up and all that stuff. Nice radio. I really like it. And everything else is the same, antennas and one thing and another. I was going to list my twins tonight, but I'm not going to do anything with them until I make sure it's running the top of the line. Todd, if you're still listening, I'll talk to you later about it, but I want to make sure it's in good operational condition before I do anything with it. Other than that, so 830 seems to be pushing pretty good. Yeah. KM5QS, back to you, Jim.
All right, Jay. Well, once you got the mic pot straightened out in the other one, it's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, but I'm going to do more than that. I'm going to go in, and I think that's all it is. It's just, it's an old radio. But I've got a fresh can of tuner cleaner. I also got some deoxit up there, and I'll make up my mind which one to spray it down with.
Idea. All right, now back where I started, guys. This is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If you'd like to check in with us, come with your call signs slowly. Spread them out a little bit for me, guys, and I'll try and get you in here.
5 Tango.
Kilo Golf 5, Sierra Zulu Echo.
All right, Bill, what's going on?
KB5ZIV and the Boat Anchors Group, good evening. This is Whiskey Yankee 5 Tango, Bill in San Antonio. Kind of going half and half here. Didn't get the 8:30 turn on in time to get warmed up like I needed to, but I've got a radio running through an Alpha 374 Alpha, and I know it would be considered maybe boat anchor as old as I am. Great evening here. Antennas up at 32 feet. Running a double bazooka for 80 and 40, and sitting here coasting along at about 500-600 watts there. So everybody's sounding great. Band is sound like it's getting a little long there, but wanted to jump in and say hello, and again appreciate everything you guys do. KB5ZIV, WY5T San Antonio. Good evening.
All right, Bill, it sounds good over here. It's working for you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. All right, guys, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If you'd like to check in with us, come with your call signs slowly. Spread them out a little bit for me, guys. I'll try and get you in here.
Kilo Golf 5, Sierra.
Well, Lynn, I didn't hear anything that go around.
There's one in there. KG5, maybe something echo. KG5, try us again. Let's see if we can pull you through.
All righty. Thank you for pulling me in, Lynn. This is Kilo Golf 5, Sierra Zulu Echo down here in Houston, Texas. We're running the Drake Twins tonight. I've been trying to get them dialed in, so hope they're sounding all right. Over.
Yeah, they're sounding great. You're not real strong, just above the noise level. Tell me about your antenna.
Roger. Yeah, I got a inverted V about 40 feet. It sounds like we're a little bit of noise is coming in. It was better towards the beginning of the net. Now I'm having a little trouble. I'm kind of cheating. I'm listening to Matt's live deal on YouTube, so I'm able to copy a lot more that way. I guess he's a lot closer than I am. Anyway, everyone's sounding real good tonight. Again, thanks for reeling me in. K5LYN. Kilo Golf 5, Sierra Zulu Echo.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out exactly. It may be the band conditions. Did we hear you early on during the pre-net time? Did you try to check in then? Over?
Yeah, I did. I tried to check in a few times. I'm kind of new to the net, but, if you want to add me to the list, I'll make it every week. I can tell you that much. I love the old stuff, so I'll be here. I'm here to stay.
All right, yeah. Let's try and figure out what's going on, because I think your signal should be stronger. Is the antenna cut for 80 meters, and you've checked the SWR on it?
Yeah. The problem is the way the inverted V is. My backyard's in an L shape, and so it's not. The two ends kind of come together a little bit, kind of at an angle. So it's kind of directional, I think. Over.
All right, let's see if we can get together on email. Is your email address on QRZ.com?
It should be. If not, my email is BikeMan, that's BikeMan 1010 at gmail.com. So BikeMan1010 at gmail.com.
Okay, it's a little too noisy for me to try to get it over the radio. If you don't get an email from me, send me one. K5LYN at ARRL.net. Over.
All righty. Thank you, Lynn. I'll absolutely do that. I appreciate it.
Okay, we'll get it figured out. Glad you came by. All right, let's see. We're in the closing moments here. We got about, 8 or 9 minutes left. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? K5LYN, listening?
Whiskey Bravo 5 Lima.
WB5L, yes, sir. Pick it up.
Hello, Lynn. K5LYN, WB5L. It's Glenn up here in northwest Arkansas. And just a little bit late tonight, but we got you. I'm running the old Drake TR4C and into the SB1000. Looks like about a kilowatt on the peak, and inverted V on the tower about 50 feet, and the same old stuff, studio mic, and everybody sounds good. I really enjoy listening. I've been listening for about 15 minutes or so, but just now got a chance to check in. We got another net here on 2 meters on Wednesday night, so I checked into that one first, buddy. Sorry. But anyway, I hope the Drake's working okay. It looks like it's working okay, so everybody sounds good. We'll back to net, WB5L.
Yeah, Glenn, the longer you talk, the better it sounded. It's doing a great job. I'm living dangerously this evening in a different way. I've got an old Heathkit Marauder on here, so I'm not transceiving, and I never know exactly what frequency it's transmitting on, but I'm glad you can hear me tonight. Over.
Oh, it's great copy, Lynn. The band's doing a good job.
Yeah, you're doing nice into Austin. Okay, glad you came by. Who else for the net? K5LYN, listening?
Charlie Delta recheck.
What do you say, Mike?
Not much, Lynn. Hey, I just wanted to comment on your Marauder. From the time when you first turned it on until now, I have not touched the receive frequency dial on my SX-117. It is rock solid. That's the first thing. You haven't gone anywhere, or if you have, I've gone with you. And the second thing is, I was wondering, I had an old Mohawk RX-1 that the Marauder was a mate to. They're really big pieces of equipment. And I was wondering if the Marauder, I always lusted after one. I never did get one, never did. After I got older, I never really wanted one, but I think this is the first one I've heard on the air, and the audio is really good, Lynn. I was wondering if it's a phasing rig or a filter rig, because it sounds as good as your 20A or your 10A as far as audio. Go ahead.
Well, thanks, Mike. No, it's a crystal filter, but I think it's probably a little bit broader than crystal filters that came later. And I do know the Mohawk. That was not that many good things were said about the Mohawk, but I know it can be made to work pretty well. This Marauder is a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, probably, but they did a nice job of it. And I was lucky to have a friend give me this one. He was clearing out his estate, and he has since passed, and he gave it to me, and it's kind of been at the bottom floor of the closet, for years. Last winter, we had a boat anchor night where we did Marauders, and we got 4 or 5 of them on the air, so I'm shooting to do that again this winter. Mike, over.
Hey, well, I'll tell you, it sounds really good on my end. The audio's really good. I was really kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I didn't think it would sound worth crap, but it sounds really good. What microphone are you running with that?
I'm using the same Shure 444, although I've got more than one of them, but that's what I've been using on most all the rigs lately.
Yeah, me too. You can't beat them. I mean, I love those lollipops, but boy, you get one good one, you get 3 bad ones. It's just one of those things. But you take a Shure 444 with these old boat anchor rigs, and they all sound really good. One thing I also wanted to tell you, Lynn, I don't know if I mentioned this last week or not, but I went to the car museum there in San Marcos, Dave's Antique Garage or something like that. A friend of mine had his retirement party there, and he had some tickets, and he invited me, and I went. I really thought it was, it's the one that's advertised with a big road sign. They got a Tucker car in there. And I thought it was going to be kind of chintzy, but man, I was really impressed. A lot of real old cars, and I think it was a 38 Hudson Terraplane pickup And when I saw that, I thought of you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard you say that last week, and I failed to comment on it. And I've seen the Tucker, too. That used to be in Bastrop County, and he moved it to San Marcos. And as you said, it is spectacular.
Isn't that something? It had a helicopter engine in it.
Yep.
Yeah, the newest car, I really paid attention. The newest car in that museum, and there's quite a number of cars. I mean, I was really impressed. They've done a lot of things over the last couple of years, I guess, that I wasn't aware of, but it's really a nice museum now, and the newest car I saw there was a 1959 Corvette.
Well, I think the Tucker's the car to see, though.
Well, there's a lot of cool cars there, and what amazed me was how pristine, at least from the exterior, most of them were, and if they had the hood open, the interior was the same way, and there was not a speck of dust on any of them. I don't know what it costs to keep that place up, but hey, power to him. It's a wonderful place.
I agree. Yeah, it's certainly something to see. Okay, Mike, we'll talk more about it next time we cross paths. Hey, Jim, I better give you a chance. We're about to the bottom of the hour. KB5ZIV and the boat anchors, K5LYN.
Okay. All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. If you'd like to check in with us this evening, if you'll come with your call sign slowly, spread them out a little bit for me, guys. I'll try and get you in here.
Whiskey Delta 5 Alpha Delta Charlie.
WK5R recheck.
Hey, I think I heard Rick down there, ADC.
Yeah, this WD5ADC. The band's changing just a little bit. You were a lot stronger a while ago. Just checking in on the 820 tonight, and a TL922 amp, and that's about it.
All right, Rick, it's working for you. I can hear you up here. I'm working on some a little bit limited conditions, so everything's not up to snuff here.
Yeah, how's this audio sound?
What I can hear, it sounds pretty good.
Okay, I'm just trying something. I'm running the Heil PR 781 and the W2IHY into this 820 just to see what it'd do.
I do. Well, hang around. When I switch radios, I can tell you more.
Hey, Roger, WD5ADC.
All right. Hey, Rust.
Yeah, I wanted to see if Mike MPT was still on. I wanted to get the name of that company that he got to rebuild him a meter. What the name of it was?
It's Larson Metercraft.
Is it LARCEN? Metercraft?
LARSON. I think I can send you the link.
Okay, yeah, I've got a customer that has a SP200 that had one of them Harbach things in there, and it blew out his meter, so I thought I would send him that information.
Dear. Yeah, I can do that for you here in a little bit.
No, I wrote it down anyway, but appreciate it. Back to net, WK5R.
Yeah, Larson Metercraft. She should be able to look it right up.
That's what I'm thinking. I'll get over in a minute and do that, and then I'll send him the link to that there. Appreciate it, Tim. Carry on. I'll be sitting back listening. WK5R, back to the Boat Anchors Net.
All right. All right, Lynn, you got your last thought?
I think everything that I know has already been said, Jim. K5LYN.
All right. All right, this is KB5ZIV. Have we missed anyone this evening? Is there anyone else that would like to check in with us?
Recheck, Jim.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Jim, let me, if you give me just a minute, WK5R Rusty, you copy KL7 Charlie Delta?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Rusty, did you get the pictures I sent you of the boards that I put in the AC4 power supply for the Drake?
Yes, I did. Appreciate that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you got them. It fits in slicker than a glove. I mean, it fits in nice.
Roger, roger.
Go ahead, Jim.
All right. All right, folks, have we missed anyone for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net this evening?
I got a question when you finish up, Jim.
Okay. Well, go ahead and ask it.
I don't take up the net time.
Okay. All right, guys, we appreciate each and every one of y'all coming by here and checking in with us, because without you guys, we can't do this. I don't think I heard a bad radio this evening. Everything sounded really good. Guys, we all know, Lynn, myself, and Guy, we know what it takes to keep these things up and running. So we do really appreciate y'all taking the time to come by here and check in with us. Hopefully y'all have a good week. Hopefully we're going to see all y'all next Wednesday. So with that said, I'll say my 73's all the way around. We'll return this frequency back to normal amateur use from KB5ZIV.
The KB5ZIV, K5PMK slant 4 for a quick one, over.
Yeah, Terry.
Yeah, I did have a boat anchor to check in. I got a 1L718 Icon, but listen, I haven't worn out there since so many guys are on the frequency right now with a lot of old gear that sounds great. I'm looking for an AC4 power supply to run a Drake TR6 if anybody's got one out there working or not. I'll take what I can get. And I got a phone number here if anybody ready to copy it, okay?
Yeah, come on.
It's 251-442-5637. I'll give it to you again. It's 251-442-5637. Thank you very much, and you're doing a great job, everybody. The K5LYN and everybody. And thank you very much for what you're doing. This is K5PMK Slant 473, and thank you.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah, man.
Nobody quite got the answer to the trivia question. I think Dan got pretty close. But the answer can be found in a little article found on the CPI IMAC website. The little article is called The Care and Feeding of Power Grid Tubes. And in that article is a full explanation, both graphically and with formulas, of the 3 halves power law, otherwise known as the Child-Langmuir law as well, and it explains it in there. Basically, the law explains how an amplifier tube does what it does, and good reading. I read it a number of years ago on that article and from IMAC, and very interesting. KK5BR.
Roger. All right, let me get my radio switched around, and I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Now, Rick, that 0820 sounding good over here in my calendar.
Yeah, hello, Jim. Yeah, that man, the display is going bonkers for some reason when I talk. I don't know what I'm doing to it, but how does this microphone sound?
Don't sound like it's doing in there as much as, but sound like it's kind of chopping up a little bit there earlier.
Yeah, how about now?
I didn't hear anything that time.
Okay, can you don't hear it chopping up this time?
I did that time. Almost like you turned your head away from it.
Okay, now how about now?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay. It's the noise gate on this thing.
Better.
Oh.
KG5.
That might explain it.
KM5QS.
In WK5R.
Oh, Rusty.
Hey, hello there, Jim.
Can you hear me over there, Rusty?
Oh, yeah, I hear you over here.
Oh, goody. Well, I can pester everybody now.
No.
Yeah, the band went long, though.
All right, Matt.
Might have to do him like Jack and Freddie.
What's that?
Lasso them and put them in the barrel?
Yeah, once they exceed their word count.
Hey, you're in timeout now.
You're going to have to come up with your new excuse Friday night.
Oh.
Any question?
But I'm going to tell y'all what, I'm really surprised that Freddie didn't check in on the boat anchor net, because he's got one now.
Oh, yeah, he's had one.
Hell, he's got a warehouse full of them.
Oh, Freddie got my tempo. And he's been playing with it all ever since Tuesday.
Jim, we was discussing in a conversation quite some time back about band switches, and I remember we was both looking at the same page or something, or the specs anyhow. Do you remember the name of that company that builds them humongous amperage and voltage switches?
Multi-Tech Industries.
Multi-Tech Industries. Thank you.
Yeah, don't look at that website sitting down, because the prices.
How big a switch you want?
No, it really not unless I have a problem. But somebody else was looking for something like that the other day, and a lot of stuff I had on my computer I lost many months back, and I went to look for it, and it was missing. So I was just trying to put some information back.
I was wondering how big a switch you want. I got a big one over here.
Siemens makes some pretty big ones to run that Large Hadron Collider when they're switching 500,000 volts.
Yeah.
Well, this one had this outfit had some that I think some of the guys have used on 922s, and maybe some little bit bigger stuff that was more comparable with what Henry used.
Yeah, Central Labs made band switches that Alpha used for years, and Drake used them for a little while, and you can usually get one of those, and they'll work in like a 922 and stuff like that.
All righty. Thanks much.
It may not line up precisely with your band marks on the front, but it'll switch through them like they're supposed to. Meaning the detent is at a different angle. I think I think the stock one's like 30 degrees, and most of the Central Labs are 20.
Because it has a lot to do with everything from what type atmosphere in the tube, and the distance, and from the items, and the shape of them, and just a whole lot of stuff. I think the average guy more concerned with the chart where it just shows you how much plate you can put on and what kind of grid current you can run, and et cetera, et cetera.
I need to get along. Y'all play pretty. I'll probably be back in here Friday evening, and that'll be my going away party probably be gone for about a month off the air, and when I come back, I'll hopefully be bigger and better with a new antenna system.
Either that or you'll be chasing gremlins for 6 months.
I usually do the gremlin chasing before I put it on here.
Yeah, well, I thought I did too, but...
Well, sometimes one's hiding, because you didn't see him.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Well, it was all Jay's fault. I thought I got all the gremlins out last night, but between him and George, but I guess I had to turn it down some more.
It's still a little hot.
Really?
Yeah.
I just about got the dang thing off.
Oh, that's a good one. Kick it behind you.
Turned on or something?
What's that?
You got the processor turned on or something?
I'll tell you a little secret. I have never done it, but if it was up to me, I would take every processor in the world and super glue them off.
I'm just asking.
This is a Kenwood. It don't need a processor.
I got a quick question for you guys.
Sure.
If you got a microphone element that's starting to go bad, does that will that will you not put out as much watt on the watt meter, or is that not going to change?
Well, yeah, it can. If the element's not amplifying like it should,
got an O-scope, you can put the microphone on it and look at the spec sheets that come with a mic.
Or you can look and see if the ALC meter, if you're having to turn the mic gain up quite a bit to get any ALC action, that'll tell you something.
Because right now I'm using a Shure 450, and I don't have
that usually, if it's just a microphone, usually means just an impedance mismatch.
I was good about, 100 watts, but then when I'm talking, I never really get much over 50, so I'm curious. And then Wayne says, that I wasn't super loud, so I'm curious if that may be the problem or not.
What kind of meter?
Well, that's what I was going to ask. You may have an RMS meter, and it's not going to show you the full peak.
The RMS meter historically will only show you about 60% of what you're getting out of the radio. And if you're dealing with audio peaks, an RMS meter is really hard to use for that. It could be either one. I mean, if the mic element's going bad, but usually they just get to where you hardly use them at all. Try a different mic.
He doesn't have another one, Jay. Hang on. You doubled with him. Let's find out what kind of meter he's got.
Let me get the name of it. Give me just a second here. Hang on.
444 ought to be about 10 or 11 o'clock if it's something like a TR4.
The meter I'm using is just it's a newer, maybe 80s Daiwa, but it's not an average meter. It's a peak meter.
No, it ain't. It's like the CN101, one of those.
Yeah, let's see, a 410, was it Charlie November 410 mic? I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, but just a little gray. It's fine for now. I got to get a better, I want to get what's it called, the bird there.
The bird meter's slow too. That's even with the peak kit in it, it's slow. Because I've got those too. The little Daiwa meters are not going to show you the peak. If you sit there in audio, it'll go over there, but whatever you tuned it up to, that's what it's going to show you. That's what you're actually doing. If it's only showing you about 50 watts, that's about half of your envelope, so that's about right for an average meter.
Roger. Well, I can switch back to the Drakes right now. I'm using the modern radio to see if there's any difference. And I don't know, maybe you could tell me if it's the radio or, I mean, I'm not going to know if it's the mic until I get a new mic, but maybe you could tell me if it's, if I'm coming in more clear, you know, and just to rule out the antenna, I guess.
Okay, it's a TR4?
It's the T4X and the R4A, the Drake twins, over.
Yeah, it ought to tune up more than 100 watts.
Radio ought to be doing close to 200.
About 95 to 100, so it might be the radios. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
It sounds like you need to do a little tube testing.
I think you're right. I think a quick, you know, the simple thing would be just to try the mic. But yeah, I'm definitely going to.
You need some 6 JB6s. I know somebody's got a bunch of them.
If that radio's not tuning up more than 100 watts, you got a problem with your tube.
Yeah, the driver of the finals is probably going away, or the mic amp.
Because I've owned those Drake twins before, and they do between 150 and 200 watts.
Seem like when I'm not in that tone, when I'm actually using the single sideband, it's not putting out.
Yeah, it'll either be the 6 JB6s, the 12 BY7A, or an AX7A as the mic amp.
Good night, y'all. KM5QS.
You go on, Jay?
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Okay.
Hi, Jay.
DYA?
Yeah, Cliff.
Yeah, well, those Drakes, they run sweep tubes, and they don't have any natural convection, and they run hot, and as they get old, they go soft. So, yeah, that's the first problem.
That's what I was thinking. He needs to do a little tube testing.
That and add a fan.
Feedback going outside. OJB.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody said it. First option is putting a fan on the back of them.
Yeah, if you need some 6 JB6s, I got a bunch of them.
That's what I'd do first, is look at the tube complement and test the finals and the driver, and because he probably, you know, some people take forever to tune up and they get the life out of them.
Well, that's because there's a tune switch, and nobody tells them to tune up with a key.
Yeah, you're down the band a little bit, but I can hear you. Yeah, give it a little more mic gain. No, you're still good. You're down the band a little bit, though. Come up the band just a hair. Listen to my voice. It's a deeper voice, so just, you know, kind of, you know, I won't sound Mickey Mouse and I won't sound Donald Ducky, and you should be right on the money. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, you're about up with the other radio. I'd go through there and do a little tube testing. The mic amp on that one might be a little weak, but the radio itself should tune up, you know, more than 150, closer to 200 watts.
Yeah, no, it tunes right up about, 125 or so, depending on where you are in the band. But like I said, this mic, I just think it's not doing what it should.
Yeah, the mic's working like it should.
There's no preamp on it.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is I don't think it's the microphone. I'm thinking you got some weak tubes. either the mic amp, the driver, or the finals are weak, because that radio should tune up close to 200 watts. You know, when you tune it up.
Yeah,
Right, you're right.
360 watt tubes in that thing, so that should be about 180 watts.
Well, I do have a buddy that lives out to work with him. Because I have, and he got a Winchester, and he's pretty familiar with the old thing.
Who the heck is that?
Well, I'll probably just bring this whole thing over there, and we'll go through it one by one.
There you go.
Comment?
Yeah, Jeff.
Rusty said he had the Drake twins. They only had a pair of tubes in them.
Oh, well, I heard Jim say TR4 a while ago, and I didn't catch the rest of the nomenclature on it.
That was me, Rusty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a T4X and the receiver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right about that. I thought it was I thought we were talking about a TR4, but I guess that was Jim that we were talking about that on.
Yeah, I was comparing it to mine.
Roger. Yeah, well, they wouldn't quite be that high then. It would be about... Well, those are 60-watt dissipation tubes, if I'm not mistaken, so a pair of them would be about 120 watts.
Yeah, more or less. He's getting a little soft.
Yeah. Usually the...
Adjust that radio improperly on the